What's up, guys? It's John, and I am back with another Q&A Sunday, the show where I answer your questions submitted on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Every week, we give away a small prize pack to the person that submits the best question, as voted per you guys, and last week's winner was Lead Persuasion for his question about my nightstand gun. So go ahead and get a hold of me, get me your address, and I'll get your prize pack out soon. In case you're wondering why the background looks different or out of place, it's because I'm here on location filming a knife-related video that you guys will see later in the week. The first question this week is from Instagram user YoGib, and she wants to know if there's some solution to concealing a firearm. She has a 9mm shield and is wondering if there's some combination of holster, wardrobe, and gun that will make the gun essentially disappear on her body. And honestly, without seeing you and things like that, it's tough to give recommendations. Now, I know a lot of females carry small back or appendix to try and conceal the firearm as best as possible, but yes, there are other holsters you can try. I know the Filster skeleton holster will allow you to carry appendix really, really well and kind of give you a deep concealment. And yes, your wardrobe does play into it, so you may have to play with that and see what works for you. But again, this is all from a male perspective. I conceal a big gun. I don't worry about printing, so, you know, that's just my perspective. We have another question from Instagram, this time from James Jensen 007, and he wants to know if you can Cerakote a firearm multiple times. And I'm sure you could, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think the way to go about doing that is to strip it and prep it properly every time to get proper adhesion of the Duracoat and Cerakote. That's really the only way to approach painting anything, is to properly do it. Now, of course, you could spray paint it and it'll look cool and battle-worn and all that kind of stuff, but if you want to do it properly, prep is key. The next question this week is from Thomas Ron on Facebook, and he wants to know what my opinion is on training, you know, from NRA classes to things that are a little bit more advanced. And I think the NRA classes are a good base of information. It's a good place to get started, but I think they are a bit antiquated, and there are a lot of places to go from there. Now, I think that's okay training, but there is certainly much better training available, and I think it's important to get out and get as much as you possibly can, as much as you can afford. He also asked who I would like to train with, and I would like to get out and take some classes from guys that are really well established, like Chris Costa and Kyle Lamb, and I'd also like to get up to Weaponcraft in Maine and train with those guys. Made friends with them not too long ago, and they're good people, and I want to see what kind of knowledge I can gain from them. Now, when it comes to trainers, it's very easy to get sucked into what a lot of these guys are doing, a lot of the hype, but definitely do your research and find somebody that you think you'd be comfortable with training, because it is an important thing that's going to resonate in your life as it goes on. It's much farther beyond just that training. You're taking someone's knowledge and incorporating it in your life, in your toolbox, so definitely do your research on trainers. The next question this week is from YouTube user Richard Mogul, and he wants to know who my favorite AR manufacturer is. Now, I think it's important to note that I have favorites across the board, including myself. I don't consider myself a manufacturer, but I like the rifles that I put together the most, obviously. Beyond that, let's talk production rifles. I think there's good rifles in every kind of the entry level, the mid-range, and of course the upper range. On the cheaper end, I would say that the Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport is one of the best values on the entire market. No, it's not a chrome line barrel, but for about $600 to $700, it's a really, really good starter rifle, and you can build on that platform. In the mid-range, kind of 12 to 1800-ish is where I would put that mid-range. I think Daniel Defense is good. You guys want to keep an eye out for companies like American Defense Manufacturing. Their rifle, I believe, is going to fall into that category, and there are a few others as well that make some really, really nice ARs. I mean, my friends at Engage Armament down in Maryland, their rifles, a lot of them fall into that mid-range, and they're awesome quality. So definitely take a look at them. On the high end, you got companies like LWRC, LaRue, etc., and those are rifles that are good for the money, But I think for the mid-range money, you can put together a rifle that's that top quality on your own. The last question this week is from Matt Dorsey on YouTube, and he asked if I think that 5.56 is an inferior cartridge with all these new rifle cartridges available on the AR platform these days, and if I do think it's inferior, what would replace it? What would be a better cartridge? At this point, no. I think 5.56 is a great round for what it is. The reason I think that is because it's so well established. You can get ammunition for it anywhere. Now, ballistically and things like that, it really depends on what your purpose is. That's why these cartridges were invented. That's why you've got things like a 50 Beowulf or a 458 SOCOM or your 300 Blackout. Things that maybe aren't as good at a longer range, but provide benefits in other ways like suppression or just brute force. So I think 5.56 is here to stay for quite a while. I don't think that anything is going to uproot it without the militaries across the world swapping out. All right, guys, that's it for this week's Q&A Sunday. Please remember to vote for your favorite question in the comments below. You can also submit your own on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. And of course, remember, you can support what I'm doing here by checking out patreon.com/I'mWithChaos. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.